Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So I'm going to show you how to make a 5x7 version of this Stair stepper card that I made. So this is the diamond version. You can have any shape here that you want. But whenever I share like a 6x6, people always ask me for a 5x7 and vice versa. So I'm going to do the 5x7 today. But for anybody new or anybody that's missed this tutorial, I will link it up here. It's been very popular. And if you are on Facebook and you haven't joined the Mixed Up Crafters Facebook group, head over there and join. You only have to answer 2 questions to join the group. But there is so much inspiration there, and there's loads at the moment with different shapes and different themes using this card style. So if you want more inspiration, head over there. But let's get started and I'll show you how to do the 5x7. So these are very quick, easy cards to do. Obviously, if you're going to do colouring and stamped images, then it'll take a bit longer, but the actual card fold is very quick. So I'll go through the products that I've used in a moment. First of all, and this is going to be a Christmas card as well. So we're in July, so it's okay to make a Christmas card. So you want to cut yourself a piece of 12x5. I've tried to get it all in one piece, so you want that longer length. If you don't have 12, then it's easy to patch it. What you could do is cut it to 11, do 5x11, and then where I've got this 1-inch tab here, if you cut yourself a separate piece of 1.5x5 and score that at 1, you can then add it onto the end here. Okay, so if you have got that 11-inch length, if you pop your card at 1 inch, but then start your scoring when I score at 2 in a minute. But if you've got the 12x5, I just try to give people as many kind of choices and options and just different ways of doing things depending on the cardstocks that they might have. Okay, so along the 12-inch side, you want to score at 1, 2, 3.5, 5, and 8.5. So just repeat that again. So 1, 2, 3.5, 5, and 8.5. Okay. You're then going to do a mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain, and there is the fold. Okay, so that's 5 inches wide, and then we're going to add the height. Now, because I'm doing a 5x7, it's much taller, I think you're going to need a little stopper inside these ones here, just to keep those together. These ones are fine, but that bigger one there, I think you might need it. So I've cut this piece of 2x2, and along one of the sides, you want to score at 1/2, 1, and 1.5. And then you're going to do again mountain, valley, and a mountain fold. Okay, so you'll have something like that, M shape. So to decorate, I'm using this box kit. Really enjoying it at the moment. I shared it in a What Did I Get, and I've already used it on another card. It was a Christmas pop-up box card. This one here, which I've done for a recent Craft Stash Christmas blog hop. It's gorgeous. So again, if you've missed that, maybe you're just finding my channel now, I'll have this tutorial linked up so you can go and watch that next. Really lovely one. And you don't need dies to make this. I did use a die to cut the apertures, but you can cut them by hand if you wanted to. But I wanted today to focus on the topper sheet that you get. So you get all the papers inside, you get the magazine. Again, check out the unboxing or the What Did I Get video and you'll see that. It's still £5 as well, which is an absolute bargain. But there is also a bundle where you can get this one, but that's a little bit more. But again, it will all be linked below. Apologies if it's sold out by the time you find this video. It's just how it goes, but I do try to shout about the real bargains because I think it is very good for a £5. Anyway, so I've got the oval nesting dies here. Any oval, like I said, any shape. You might want to cut rectangles if you don't have a die machine or any dies. Any shape you want to be these. I'll give you the measurements, but I've used, you can see there where I've got that size, and I've used the next one down to cut that layer. And then I've dropped down again. You want to have 3 of these pieces in whatever size. If you're using the ovals, then the size that I've got here is 6 3/4 by 5, just under 5, sorry. It's about 4 7/8, so it's perfect for this 5x7 card. And then the matte layer, just make sure it's smaller. The next one is 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Again, just drop down for the pattern paper there. I've embossed that as well. And then this one here is 5 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then again just drop down there. Papers and everything, like I said, from that kit. And the embossing folder, I've used an old Creative bark one because I thought it went quite well with this theme. You also want to cut yourself this piece of white card for the back. So that's 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, so you can stamp your message. And then I've got these pieces here to mat each of these front panels. So this one's 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. Then we've got 1 1/4 by 4 3/4, and then we've got 3/4 by 4 3/4. All of this will be on my blog, so you'll have it all there for reference as well. Now the topper I'm going to choose in a minute. So first of all, you want to stick these ones down because you're going to stick your ovals or whatever shape it is over the top. But you'll see that one goes in there. Then I've got the pattern to go in that one, and then a plain again to go on that one, and then the plain white, like I said, is going to go on the back there. So I'm going to get those stuck down first. Okay, so right now you should have something that looks like this. You may want to go back over and re-burnish those score lines if you flattened them out a little bit, just to make sure that they are nice and burnished. Now I'm going to add the stopper. Now it's up to you how high or low you have this. So if you had it, for example, right down here, which is where I'm going to put it, the card will only open up, you know, that 1 inch. You can see, it's probably easier if I do it like, you see it's only going to open up as far as that will expand, and that I think is going to be just right. But if you go higher up inside, you'll see it's going to fan out more. So it's entirely up to you. Just move it around if you want it to come out a little bit further. But because these 2 tiers are going to come out, I don't think it needs it. So I'm just going to add some glue on the 2 outer folds. And you can put this upside down if you want it to go in as a W or an M shape. It doesn't matter. I'm going to open it up, and I'm just going to focus on the bottom there, just a little bit higher, just so you don't see it. And just try and get it in the middle. It doesn't matter if it's not bang on. And then just fold that down into that concertina fold, and then just bring that one down. In fact, I am going to go up a little bit higher because it's not going to, I want it to lean back a little bit more. Just notice then. So maybe come up just a little higher. So I might come up about 1 inch. Just make sure if you ever do reposition glue, if it's still a bit wet, just put some of your powder, your anti-static powder there. You're not going to see any of that, so I'm really not worried. And then just fold that concertina fold back down and then close it up. You want there to be a slight slope so it matches. Yeah, there we go. So that's better. You want it to be sloped off towards the left, just like these ones are there, because that's obviously how these ovals are going to sit. So that one is going to go perfectly on the back there. Just lift it up slightly from the score line. Don't have it right down onto it, because it might, because it will probably catch when you close it. But you'll see there, that one's going to sit in there. I need to make sure my oval's nice and straight. So you want to add your glue. If you pop a little pencil mark there, then you know to add the glue all on the bottom part. And again, the same with this one here. I want it just to come up slightly, and then use the back one to line up everything. And again, I can see there I only want to add the glue to that little bit at the bottom, and then this one is going to stick on there. If you use your liquid glue, then you've got that little bit of time just to kind of reposition everything, but you can see how that's going to look. I'm going to get them all stuck down next. Okay, so whilst that's drying, I've just been playing around with the toppers, and I really like just the simple Merry Christmas, but I'm thinking about stamping one of the robins. So you get this lovely stamp set in the kit, and I'm thinking the robin would look really nice perched above the sentiment. And then I love on the front of the box here, and I did say when I was showing this in my What Did I Get, I'd really like to recreate this whole card but turn it into a Christmas style one, because I think it would work well as a wreath. But I love the twine that's been added here, so I think I'm going to have a little play around, get this robin stamped and coloured, and then I'm just going to have maybe just like some twine just tucked behind the sentiment there, and then I think just a few little embellishments on the bottom here, and that will look really nice. Just finish it off. So I've pretty much finished the decoration. I just need to add some Nouveau drops onto the berries here. I thought I'd go for gold embossing. Just thought it looked lovely. I'm not going to colour the chest there on the bird. I'm just going to leave it how it is, or the robin. But one thing I've noticed, because this is taller, these are falling onto there, which some of you might not mind, but I want it to be just all lifted slightly away like so. So I think you'll benefit from having these two little stoppers. So it works similar to the one that we've got already. These are, you want two pieces that are 1.5 by 1. Along the 1.5 side, you're going to score at half, 3/4 and 1 inch. And do that on both pieces. And then just fold so you have a mountain, valley and a mountain. So you'll have that M shape, but it'll be a smaller piece in the middle there. And the idea is that these, the 2 1/2-inch sides, will stick to this one and then the back one. And it will just give it enough kind of little bounce and gap in between each one. I'm going to stick it about 3/4 of the way up, or quarter of the way down, however you want to look at that. Do one at a time. So just pop the backing on there. So it's quite easy to, you know, do this even when you've decorated everything. So I would say do the decoration and see how yours is, because you might not have a heavy topper like I have, so it may well be okay. But if it is heavy and it's leaning back, then add these pieces. So just fold everything flat and then just stick that down so you know it's all gonna stay in place. But already, because you've got the fold, it's going to naturally come away from that one. It looks so much better already. So I think you'll really benefit from these ones. So again, just add that one, do one at a time. Same kind of positioning. And then again, glue on that side and then fold that down. So it's just giving it a little pop up. So it will still, you know, go relatively flat in your envelope. That will definitely go in a normal envelope still. But it's just now popped out enough away from each one. And it's just, it stands so much nicer. Can you see there how they're all lifted? It's absolutely gorgeous. I really do like it in the 5x7. So I'm just going to grab some of my Nouveau drops now and just finish those berries. So there's two different ones here. There's the Postbox Red, which is obviously going to be great for Christmas, but there's also the Holly Berries. So I think I'm going to go for that one. This is in the jewel drop, so it's clear with a hint of the red. So I think it's going to work quite nicely with here. So just a little drop and they will self-level. It just gives it a nice extra texture and that dimension as well. Now, I don't think I'm going to add any to the bottom. I was going to do some jewels there, but I think that's more than enough. I think it's turned into a really pretty topper. Give them a little tap from the back if you want them to just level out a little bit more, but they do generally settle down. So that's my 5x7 version of the Stair Stepper card. This is the oval Stair Stepper, but it can be, like I said, any shape that you want on there. I think hearts look really nice if you're going to do Valentine's kind of style, stars, oval squares, anything like that with your Christmas papers is going to look lovely as well. But it's just such a nice effect, and I love how that will all fold down now and pop into the envelope. And like I said, you've got your space on the back there, but if you didn't have yours as heavy as mine, then you don't maybe necessarily need that stopper there, and you could have your message on this inside panel, because some people like to have their messages inside rather than on the back. But I love how this now is starting to dry with that dimension with the gold around it. I think it looks really, really pretty. So as always, thank you for watching. I will link all of the product that I've used in the description box below this video. I'll also share again the diamond Stair Stepper that I showed you at the beginning and some other stepper cards that you might want to watch next. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.